This.
The QBZ-191, China's latest foray into modern infantry firearms, marks a significant departure from its bullpup precursor. Designed by Norinco and showcased during the 70th Anniversary National Day Military Parade in 2019, the QBZ-191 aims to solidify China's stance in modern warfare through a combination of innovation and improved ballistic performance with its 5.8 by 42 mm DBP-191 cartridge. Despite these ambitious goals, there are several concerns and potential drawbacks worth considering. The QBZ-191's performance doubts cast a shadow on China's military modernization. The adoption of the QBZ-191 rifle by China's military, intended as a leap towards technological advanced weaponry and heightened combat capabilities, simultaneously exposes several unsettling issues and obstacles. Firstly, there are significant concerns regarding the QBZ-191's performance, with critiques centered around its precision and the effectiveness of its rounds against contemporary ballistic armors. These criticisms cast doubt on the rifle's reliability and its ability to outperform in scenarios of modern warfare, particularly against adversaries equipped with state-of-the-art personal protective gear. In addition to the performance doubts, the transition to the QBZ-191 has not been entirely smooth or universally accepted within the People's Liberation Army, PLA. The persistent use of the older Type 95 rifle by many units suggests a considerable gap in the adoption and integration process of the new system. This situation indicates logistical challenges and the possibility of confusion in standardizing training programs and operational protocols, potentially affecting the PLA's efficiency and readiness for combat. It also raises questions about the infrastructure and support needed to facilitate this shift, from the distribution of the new rifles to the training of troops to achieve proficiency. While the development and deployment of the QBZ-191 are indicative of China's ambition for a more technologically sophisticated and formidable military force, they also unveil a complex array of challenges. These range from technical shortfalls and logistical issues to broader strategic implications. Such challenges emphasize the intricate realities of military modernization initiatives, where striving for technological advancement can lead to significant trade-offs, uncertainties, and unforeseen complications. Achieving the envisioned enhancement in military capability, symbolized by the QBZ-191, is thus marked by hurdles that necessitate recognition and strategic management, tempering the initial optimism surrounding this ambitious project. QBZ-191 rifle debate. Potential design flaws and strategic vulnerabilities shake PLA's foundation. In dissecting the controversies surrounding the QBZ-191 rifle, it is imperative to delve beyond the initial critiques of its performance, shedding light on a deeper realm of concerns that amplify the gravity of the situation. The crux of the matter extends far beyond merely speculative discussions on bullet trajectory and armor penetration capabilities, venturing into the realms of reliability, operational readiness, and the overarching strategic implications for the People's Liberation Army, PLA. Foremost among these concerns is the issue of reliability under diverse combat conditions. Reports and speculation about the rifle's bullet tumbling phenomenon point towards a potentially systemic design flaw. While the QBZ-191's 5.8 by 42 mm cartridge promises enhanced medium to long-range ballistic performance, skepticism remains. Critiques, albeit based more on anecdotal evidence than concrete data, indicate potential issues with the rifle's bullet stabilization. Chinese QBZ-191 assault rifles can't put proper spin on the bullets. As a result, the bullets tumble midair and strike the target sideways, resulting in keyholes instead of round bullet holes. A rifle that exhibits instability in bullet trajectory under test conditions engenders little confidence in its ability to consistently perform in the heat of battle, where variables such as temperature, humidity, and environmental particulates can exacerbate existing design limitations. Moreover, the operational readiness of the PLA could be significantly compromised if these alleged deficiencies of the QBZ-191 were to hold true. A service rifle, as the backbone of infantry operations, must exhibit an unwavering level of dependability. The potential for decreased effectiveness against armored targets not only exposes infantry units to elevated risks but also compels a reevaluation of tactical doctrines and engagement strategies, potentially disturbing the PLA's operational calculus on future battlefields. Additionally, the strategic implications of persisting with a potentially flawed service rifle cannot be overstated. In the face of evolving international security dynamics and the intensification of military competition, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region, the PLA's modernization efforts are closely scrutinized by peers and adversaries alike. The adoption of the QBZ-191, amidst swirling controversies, could inadvertently signal a vulnerability, an Achilles heel in China's march towards achieving a technologically superior military force. This perception, whether grounded in empirical reality or not, could alter the strategic calculus of regional powers, influencing their own modernization initiatives and potentially altering the balance of power in subtle yet profound ways. The debate surrounding the QBZ-191, therefore, is emblematic of the intricate interplay between technological ambition, operational fidelity, and strategic posturing. As the PLA marches towards realizing its vision of a world-class military by 2049, the saga of the QBZ-191 serves as a stark reminder of the pitfalls that lie in the pursuit of technological advancement at the expense of rigorous, field-tested reliability. Unequal distribution of QBZ-191 exposes strategic vulnerabilities in China's PLA. To further accentuate the challenges surrounding the distribution and equipment of the QBZ-191 within the PLA, it's essential to delve deeper into the negative implications these issues could have on China's military readiness and strategic posture. Operational readiness and morale. The inconsistent distribution of the QBZ-191, coupled with outdated or insufficient body armor, could significantly impair the operational readiness of PLA units. Soldiers equipped with older, less capable weapons and inadequate protective gear might face lowered morale and effectiveness, particularly when juxtaposed with units that have received the newer equipment. This disparity could lead to a lack of cohesion and a perceived inequality within the ranks, undermining the PLA's overall combat readiness. Strategic vulnerabilities. The slow pace of modern infantry weapon and protective gear distribution could expose critical vulnerabilities in China's military posture, particularly in the event of sudden regional conflicts. Adversaries might exploit these gaps, especially in scenarios where rapid deployment and high-intensity engagements are required. The PLA's strategic deterrence capability could be questioned, potentially inviting aggression or coercive tactics from rival powers who perceive a window of opportunity in the PLA's transitional phase. Technological obsolescence. The delay in fully implementing the QBZ-191 across the PLA also raises concerns about technological obsolescence. In the fast-evolving landscape of military technology, a protracted transition period could result in the QBZ-191 and associated gear becoming outdated before they are even fully operational within all units. This would not only waste resources but also require another cycle of modernization sooner than anticipated, further straining budgets and logistical capabilities. International image and influence. On the international stage, the visible gap in the PLA's modernization efforts, particularly in the infantry domain, could diminish China's stature as a rising military power. The perception of a military struggling to equip its soldiers with basic necessities like modern rifles and body armor could tarnish China's image, impacting its influence in international affairs and its ability to project power globally. Economic strain. The financial implications of these equipment challenges cannot be overstated. The resources allocated to rectify the distribution issues, update the technological capabilities of the QBZ-191, and ensure the widespread provision of body armor could impose a significant economic burden. This strain could divert funds from other critical areas, such as healthcare, education, and civilian infrastructure, leading to broader socio-economic repercussions within China. The distribution and equipment challenges of the QBZ-191 within the PLA extend beyond mere logistical hurdles. They encompass operational, strategic, technological, and economic dimensions that could negatively impact China's military effectiveness, international standing, and internal socio-economic stability. Addressing these issues requires a comprehensive approach that balances the ambitious goals of military modernization with the practical realities of equipping a vast and diverse armed force. PLA's QBZ-191 rifle rollout exposes deep military modernization and training shortfalls. The PLA's approach to the development of the QBZ-191 rifle represents a belated attempt to mimic the U.S. military's more advanced and soldier-centric methodologies, such as those seen in the XM-17 pistol project, which benefited from extensive soldier testing and feedback. The transition from a top-down design philosophy to incorporating end-user feedback in the PLA signifies a long-overdue shift, yet it falls short of achieving the efficiency and effectiveness seen in U.S. practices. The slow and uneven distribution of the QBZ-191, with many units still relying on the outdated Type 95, underscores a significant logistical and strategic failure, highlighting a lack of commitment to fully modernizing the PLA's arsenal. Also, the examination of the PLA's equipment standards reveals a concerning disparity in equipping its infantry adequately. The evident shortage of essential military gear, including bulletproof vests among PLA infantry units, underscores a gross negligence of soldier protection and combat readiness. This is in stark contrast to the U.S. military, where soldiers are consistently outfitted with comprehensive protective gear, advanced optics, and communication systems. The PLA's historical underinvestment in individual soldier equipment, favoring instead long-range missiles and naval capabilities, starkly contrasts with the U.S. military's balanced and holistic approach to equipping its forces, further highlighting the PLA's misguided priorities and the persistent average infantryman problem. Not only that, the PLA's modernization efforts, including reductions in manpower intended to enhance quality, fall short when it comes to practical execution, particularly in soldier training and the integration of new technologies like the QBZ-191. Xi'an, a military expert, said that Chinese forces haven't fought for 30 years. Lack of experience will make China lose, despite having numbers as an advantage. The gap in training methodologies and the inadequate assimilation of high-tech equipment starkly contrast with U.S. practices, where advanced simulation technologies and thorough training regimes ensure soldiers are proficient with new systems. This lack of investment and focus on comprehensive soldier training in the PLA not only hampers operational readiness but also signals a deeper systemic issue in valuing and leveraging human capital within the ranks. The dark side of soldier-centric military design philosophy. Despite the apparent benefits of adopting a more soldier-centric design philosophy, critics argue that the strategy also brings a host of potential drawbacks that could overshadow its advantages. One significant concern is the potential for information overload and analysis paralysis. Soliciting feedback from a broad base of end users risks generating a deluge of data, some of which may be conflicting or of dubious value. This situation could bog down the development process in endless cycles of revision and reevaluation, delaying deployment and potentially leading to cost overruns. Moreover, there's a fear that such open-ended feedback mechanisms could compromise operational security. Involving a larger pool of individuals in the design and development phases increases the risk of sensitive information being inadvertently leaked or exposed. This risk is particularly concerning for a military force like the PLA, where maintaining the secrecy of tactical and technological advancements is paramount. Adding to the complexity is the challenge of balancing innovative design with practical battlefield requirements. Soldier feedback can sometimes favor familiarity and comfort over innovation and tactical advantage. This preference for the status quo could stifle the development of truly innovative features that might initially seem counterintuitive or less user-friendly but could offer significant operational benefits once fully implemented and understood. Critics also highlight the potential for bias and feedback mechanisms. Soldiers, like all individuals, may have inherent biases based on their experiences, preferences, and training. These biases could skew the feedback process, leading to design decisions that reflect the preferences of a vocal minority rather than the broader needs of the military. Furthermore, feedback collection processes might inadvertently favor input from certain groups or ranks, thereby marginalizing the perspectives of others. Lastly, the transition to a soldier-centric design philosophy demands a significant cultural shift within the PLA, a force known for its hierarchical and top-down approach to decision-making. This shift could face resistance from senior design and command personnel accustomed to traditional methods. Such resistance may not only slow the integration of feedback mechanisms but could also dilute their effectiveness, as key insights and critiques are filtered or ignored. While the move towards incorporating end-user feedback in the development of the QBZ-191 rifle represents a progressive step for the PLA, it is not without its pitfalls. The potential for information overload, operational security risks, a tendency towards conservatism, biases in feedback, and internal resistance could, in some cases, outweigh the benefits of this approach, underscoring the need for a carefully managed and balanced design strategy.